Hi everyone, it is me, XENA, fighter elderling, and today I'm gonna talk about something that makes something that irks me, makes me angry. So, and this happened a long time ago, so it's not going on now. Back around 28 between YL, back when Twitter or Gil lets you make more than one reckoning without making it a hard thing to do, I was on Twitter or Gil back in the day. My handle was Xena Pappas. Now, everything was great, and at first I thought things were great. Yes, I met some new folks. And sadly, I happen to have been around folks who gatekeeped. And there were folks out there who, I guess, thought that what I was doing was wrong. Now, there was a lot of show playing going on. And some folks may believed what they heard and what they saw. And I may have been guilty of misleading them too. Now, at the end of the day, I was guilty of some things myself. I'm not saying that I was unguilty, but I was guilty of some things myself. But these folks were guilty of some things themselves, like gatekeeping. First off, they would gatekeep on me if I didn't show play or do it the way that they did it. Their forgivenesses were oh, you're not taking it earnest. You don't know how to show play. You're not good at writing or whatever. Now, that was them gatekeeping. And you want to know what the worst thing was? Even though, yes, Dwayne may have been guilty of some things on Gil back in the day that he was guilty of doing, but they were also guilty of things too. Now, another thing is that there was a lot of gatekeeping going on in the Xena followership. You wouldn't think there would be, but sadly there is. Now, most of the folks that I talk about are probably truly not even on there anymore. And if some of them are, oh well. They got what they wanted. So a lot of folks out there didn't like the way that he showed, didn't like Dwayne's take on my show or how he show played. Some of them that said, oh, he was guilty of playing as someone that he wasn't, or he was guilty of show playing in a way they didn't like. Whatever the grounds, whatever Dwayne was and was not guilty of doing on there, these folks wanted to behave as if they were, gatekeeping. They want to behave as if they were in the right. Oh. Now, if you're wondering about if that reckoning is still around, no, it was closed down for being the 10th month of 28 between while it was closed down, and that was that. So these folks out there like to gatekeep, and the way they would do it, either they would say, oh, we don't like the way your show playing, or oh, we don't like the way that you or your take on the show, or just hush and lock you for no ground's sake and why. And another way they like to gatekeep is that they also like to good doer worship. Now, if you don't know what good doer worshiping is, it is when someone who is a follower of someone, I don't care who they are, and they believe that they can do no wrong. They believe they got to stand up for them and fight their fights for them, and they believe they can do no wrong. Now, Lucille Lawless sadly has good doer worship. Did she ever act for it? No. Is there any truth that she even backs any of this up? No. But a lot of folks out there, her followers, and there are many, sundriest followers all over the interweb, on Gil who come up with a lot of them, and they think that they got to fight for her, that they got to stand up for her, and that they also believe anything she says or does is right, even when it could be scathed as wrong by others. So, yeah, I was never going to fit in with that followership. So, the gatekeeping, the bullshitting. Oh, Dwayne was guilty of show playing as someone he was not, even when some folks on there may have been guilty of other things themselves. So, anyway, at the end of the day, that's all in the past. Whatever their beliefs or take or thought is, it's done. Am I ever going to go back on Gil or Twitter? Well, every time I think of doing it, the website out there makes it hard. First, it wouldn't let you make a reckoning. 2, it would tell you that every wire and step word that you ever made was already taken. Well, I do have one other wire that's new. It's a small soft one. And hopefully that one will also be taken. Yeah, watch, because if I want to do that and I work the Microsoft one or a small soft one wire along with the step word, they'll probably tell me, oh, that one has been taken too. So if I ever do choose to go back on Twitter or Gil, and a lot of folks out there thinking about, oh, we got to leave the website now because now they're putting the X on. The X is in the beginning of everything, and somehow in their mind they think they have to. Some folks are thinking about leaving sense of that. Well, if they want to do that, that's their own choosing. And some of the folks I hope leave were the ones that were guilty of gatekeeping. The ones that were guilty of bullying and trolling and were guilty of a lot more things than what Dwayne was guilty of doing. Yeah, was Dwayne guilty of playing a offshoot that's a self, playing a self which was not true? And a lot of folks who know that when they started seeing likenesses and and tweets that could not be happening in true time or in true life. Yeah, Dwayne may have been guilty of that. And some folks may have been guilty of what they did afterwards or before that. But I'm just talking about my yesteryear on Twitter or Gil and 28 between YL and why I've never been back since. Because every time I seek to make one, either the website either tells me that wire or step word has already been taken by someone else, or I start thinking about all the gatekeeping and all the bullying and all the shaming and guilting and sliding and scathing that happened in 28 between YL, and do I gotta go through and start the hush and lock list of folks again? Well, I don't know. Anyway, if you like this film, then follow me over here at the XENA Melina Pappas. What's the other film I made? I think we made on Tuesday? Yeah. XENA Melina Pappas, or XENA Fighter Elderling, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.